Good evening. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. It's September 15th, 2009. It's my birthday today, but try not to make too much of a fuss about that. Basically, I've noticed a lot of manipulation last week. Jason Hummel and Ed Steer has mentioned that commitment of traders report in the commitment of traders reports that the banks and bullion banks and so forth have sold into the COMEX futures contracts about approximately 50 million ounces of silver and 8 million ounces of gold. In the sidebar, there's a link to that to one of the articles. I couldn't find the article by Jason Hummel, so that's an interesting look-see. So take a look at that. Now, in my last video, I stated that I believed that. Basically, I hinted that I believed that if you could not pay your loan, it was okay. And what was not stated was that if you went to borrowed from a bank, now don't get me wrong here. If you borrowed from a bank and you did not pay them back, that's okay as well, even if you had the means. However, keep in mind that with that decision, there is consequences. So do not go out and tell people that's what you're doing, because the system is criminal. I believe that our paper system, our paper money system, is a criminal system because it's a Ponzi scam. And any Ponzi scam it's never going to work long term. It's going to collapse. And by you going out and running up your credit cards and not paying it back, that collapses the system faster, and that's fine, because I want it to collapse, because it has to collapse. Whether it collapses tomorrow or 10 years from now, it's still going to collapse. It's not viable. So, with that said, if you want to do that, if you want to not pay your taxes, if you want to not pay your debt to a bank, don't get me wrong, if you take out a loan from your cousin, right, who built up that capital on his own from his own work, you should pay that back, because he did not create the capital out of nothing. He created it out of his real work. The banks create the capital out of nothing, out of nobody's work, and that is plain theft. So, if you want to fight fire with fire, go right ahead. Just remember, there will be consequences. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. So, that is my hypothesis on my beliefs on that system. I finished reading Ayn Rand, and I liked this story, Atlas Shrugged. And what I've learned from it is that one of the key points that I learned was A is A. And that's so critical. Our whole reality, television and the mainstream media of newspapers and so forth, and radio, their whole objective is to convince you that non-reality is reality. And what I mean by that is that they try to convince you that a rock is money, or poison is food. And if you watch it long enough, you begin to believe it. You begin to question and doubt your own mind, because, hey, if they believe it with such conviction, maybe it's true. But you have to use your own head. If I kept telling you that a rock is food, it's going to kill you. It's not going to fill your belly. It's not sustenance. No matter how many times I tell it to you, it's not true. Your mind is what you need to survive. And they are trying to trick your mind into doing the wrong things against its own survival. Against your own survival. So, they try to tell you that this is money, that we are going to go through a deflationary phase, and this will become worth more in the future. That is not true. The best form of money is gold and silver, because it cannot be counterfeited by anyone on this planet, even your government. They do not have the means to create gold and silver out of nothing. So, it is the ultimate form of money, gold and silver.